piece is probably one of the most important pieces for me because it speaks to the art collection from the next generation. So for my kids, this is the piece that was in their grandmother's house that they grew up with, much like the piece that I grew up with that I value the most. This is a William Tolliver Radiant Lady HC, and when they see this piece, it reminds them of their grandmother. So the whole collection is about family, and this is the piece they probably fight over the most of the three of them, but it will definitely go to them. So extremely proud of this piece. This piece is the piece that made me a collector. It's by Kenneth Humphreys. What's interesting about this piece for me, outside of the fact it made me a collector because I delayed paying my mortgage to buy this piece, my youngest child, when he saw it, it was made the same year, 2004, that he was born, and he instantly claimed this piece. Now my two oldest children, they're negotiating that because this is a very wonderful oil by Kenneth Humphreys, who's also the brother of William Tolliver, which is interesting because, again, our whole family collection is about family. So this is his brother who did, this is William Tolliver's last piece that he published, which was Picking Cotton. So this is also a very important piece in our family because this is the piece that my oldest son realized, oh, we actually have a collection, because he researched this one and realized the value of this piece. And his sister, he said, was punking him because the collection wasn't as valuable. But this is the piece that he fell in love with. So they go to two brothers. So these are those two pieces. So tying it back to family. So. So this is another piece by Kenneth Humphreys, and continuing with the family theme. The name of this piece is actually Resources. So if you look closely in the background of the piece, you'll see the woman is literally holding cotton, which has obviously been a part of our history, even though it's a negative part of our history. But this whole thing is about family supporting each other in the background. So this is why this, again, as the Kenneth Humphreys, is part of the William Tolliver connection, as well with Radiant Lady as brothers. So this is a good family piece for us also. So this is another piece by Kenneth Humphreys. So when you're in this room in my house, you'll see all of the paintings by Kenneth Humphreys and William Tolliver, who are brothers. This piece is called Going to the Fields, which is an amazing piece. They're standing straight up. The counterpart to this piece actually sits in my brother's house in Birmingham, Alabama, which they're leaving the field and they're elongated. So these two pieces are, again, my brother has the other side of this and I have this side. So eventually they'll come back together. But all of these pieces fit together to tell a story about family. So our family collection obviously has a number of Kenneth Humphrey pieces. This is one that hung in my mother's home for a number of years. She actually grew up in Illinois, so this piece is about the Great Migration, where people from the South migrated to Illinois. So you see the Illinois Railroad here. This is one of the first limited editions that I bought. Originally I didn't buy limited editions, but this one spoke so strongly to our family history and how we migrated to Illinois. And I actually now live in Chicago, so this became even more important for me. So this completes the Kenneth Humphreys collection in this one part of the house, so you can see all of those, how they connect with brotherhood, familyhood, and is extremely important to me. So this is probably the most important piece in our collection. If there's ever a fire in my house, this is the piece I'd grab first, because this is the piece that I grew up with. My grandmother purchased this in the 1930s. So this has been part of our family for at least 83 years. And for me, it connects me to my grandmother, much like the Radiant Lady piece that we've talked about connects the next generation to their grandmother. So it's continuing that, but this is literally the first piece in our collection that I'm extremely proud of. So, along with the other piece, who actually don't even know the artist of either of these pieces, they hung in my grandmother's house literally all my life. This one is called Guide Us, and it kind of speaks to what the name of my house is, which is a sanctuary, so it connects very well. This is the piece, if my sister comes to town, she always tries to steal, so I have to kind of make sure she does not take this piece. But one day it will go down to the family, and it is the simplest piece, but I think it's the most important thing about collecting. It's not about how much it costs, it's about how you connect to it. That's important. In this piece, we are extremely connected to. So I guess it's this piece and the other piece that I would grab first if there's an unfortunate fire in my house, but let's knock on wood that doesn't happen. Theme. This is a piece, is actually untitled by the twins, which is Jerry and Terry Lynn out of New York. I acquired this piece a number of years ago when I was first finishing graduate school, but I love the fact that two brothers painted this. I bought this before I even realized what they were painting because we were at a conference for professional healthcare executives and they were painting this in the middle of our sessions, so we would have an auction. But the fact that it was two brothers painting it and they were twins, they now paint separately though, so it's very difficult to find a twin painting, but I love this piece, so it kind of continues that whole family legacy. And for me, these are the young black women that I played with in the country. So going back to that whole theme of I see myself, that's my great grandmother's house. This is her old tree back in the backyard. So they painted this like they were looking into my mind. So I bought this piece before it was even finished on canvas.